This old guy, an elder. You know, when I was young, I usually like to hang around with the old people, you know, and my grandfather always tells me, if you want to listen to these people talking, you got to sit down. You cannot run around. If you want to play, you won't play with her. But when elders are around, you respect them. And I said, okay. Anyway, and my grandfather was really, really nice one man. I'm telling you, he's always joking around, always that. And all of a sudden, the people long ago, you used to live out in a bush. You know, there was just a few people in Chip. Okay, they'll either come in on Treaty Day or when they get their money. Anyway, all of a sudden when I was sitting down there listening to this old man, they call him Pamachahu. Pamachahu, that was his name. That's Wandering Spirit, okay? And all of a sudden, what I remember a lot about it, all of a sudden, that old man said, when he talked in Cree, he said, Utinigan wapataman, okay? When he says, it's a, you understand Cree, yeah? No? When he said, wapataman utinigan, he had a vision. He had a vision. And then on his vision, when he said, it's going to be pitiful. In the future. And at that time, when I came in and thought about it, the oil companies never started it yet.
Mhm.
And when this old man said he had a vision, and his first story when he said that, his first story was, Michi Tsunyao. You want like this. Michi Tsunyao means going to be lots of money in Fort Chip. But we get to Magani said, our water, we're going to start losing water. And then when he said Piskuak, it means animals. We're going to lose them, start losing them, okay? And before, I mean, at that time for me, it's just a story, okay? I mean, all of the story that I'm telling you, what that old man said. But he all of a sudden he said, our kids. Nigan Oti, he said. When you say Nigan, in the future, our kids, they're going to be pitiful, he said. This old guy. Okay? And then while he was telling the story, and but at that time for me, it was only a story, okay? But maybe about 15 years ago, all of a sudden I was home alone. I got up at 6 in the morning. I made coffee, and back on my veranda, I was having a smoke there. And then all of a sudden, I was looking at the lake. It was all this grass, you know, just grass. And then when I was thinking about what that old man said, you know, see, only after I thought about it when he said it's going to be beautiful, the water be low and everything. And then when he started telling me now, I mean, I thought about it, what he had said, and I lived to see it. Okay, everything. And I'm telling you, he helped lots of people out of that old man. He doctored a lot of people. That's from the bush where he was. All that stuff is. Yes, he was really well respected. And you wouldn't even believe it. By the time, even when I was young, maybe I was about 9 or 10-year-old. I had these with dogs. I had 3 dogs. He moved to Chippewa. I went to visit him. Oh, just a small little building, maybe 8 by 8, little house he made. Okay, and I was just happening to pass there. He was cutting wood, so I stopped. I told him, I'll do it for you. I cut wood from, and then I hauled it in the wintertime. And you wouldn't believe it, boy. He had 2 little windows, little plastic. You can't even see outside, but you had light. You know? No flooring. Okay? And he had this 10-gallon drum of gas, you know, them drums. He made a stove out of that. And for his flooring and stuff, spruce. Fresh spruce, you'll be able to cut them, man. And he never complains, man. Never complains. You know, I really respect that old man from what he was when I first met him. You know, you don't see that in Chip anymore, where elders are all to respect the elders. They don't. That's true. I always like to talk and to just like my kids. I tell them these stories. These stories that I was telling. I told them about it, but the rest I had kept to to myself. That you know, the things that were going. Well, what great big changes, man. And then when that old man said, when he said, my dad was the chief for 28 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the chiefs long ago, they don't make big bucks like they do now. Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
They don't make money. They got to work.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was working. Yeah. And then, when I was young, my dad was working. So, you know who was my teacher?
Who?
Huh?
Who?
Rainey Burno.
Oh.
Yeah. And my cousin, Daniel Marcel,
Mhm.
they were my teachers. We went out in the bush for till I was about 20. Till I was about 20, I guess.
Mhm.
They teach me. Well, I could go to, with dogs with them, but I know they made a slave out of me. But it was good though. I learned.
Yes.
That's true though. Oh my God, I had to do all the dirty work. Huh? But you're a young guy, and these guys are older, so when they tell you I got to do this, I do it. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Because what I don't like, it's our you know, the people don't even know. When Tony was a chief, Tony
Mercury?
Mercury, and then a couple of elders asked me to run for council. A couple of elders asked me. Well, before I wasn't really interested, that's why I said yeah.
Mhm.
So I got on. But I helped out lots.
Mhm.
And you won't believe it. You know how much I was getting paid?
How much?
Huh?
How much?
$3 a month. You know, the rest, I worked too. I was a school bus driver
Yeah.
for a number of years. Huh. That's everything I learned
Yeah.
from few people.
Mhm.
But there's these young people. We got to do something for them. And on top of that, when I negotiated on sitting on that our company.
Yeah.
Because when I was a council, Tony really didn't like the oil companies because they're all screwing up things, and you know. And then the other 5 bands got on with Synchrony.
Mhm.
They were giving them some jobs.
Yeah.
And then when I was telling Tony, I told her, Tony, you know what? We have to put our darn foot there too.
Mhm.
Because if they started losing all the contracts, we won't get nothing. Tony was against it for a while.
Mhm.
But I told Tony, you know what? I said, think this way. I told him, think this way. You know what? The young people, we got to get them working.
Mhm.
Train them. I said, don't worry about us. Well, we're old anyway.
Yeah.
And he listened.
Mhm.
That's when we had our own company.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when I was out, Tony was out, who went? Archie went. But he didn't last that long too.
Mhm.
Crooked work. Boy, I don't want to talk about his crooked work, but I know a lot about it. Well, that's all right. That's true. I'm not scared. Verno and Daniel Marcel.
Yeah.
I learned everything from them.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I did most of the work when we killed most of them. I always taught how to skin them,
Yeah.
stretch them. And at night when we're back in the bush, tent sometime when we put up a tent. They said sometime we just make a lean-to and sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I learned a lot from them.
Mhm.
That's where I learned from them two people.
Yeah.
And the rest I learned after that because the two best teachers. And we don't have that many left now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm really worried about,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah. All right, Grandpa. Thank you.
Yes. Smart one. Well, in fact, his brother, I don't know if you ever heard about it. His son, I think. His son. Yeah. Where was it? Smith. He moved to Smith, okay? His son. And he likes drinking. He likes drinking. Well, RCMP threw him in jail once. Okay? They threw him in. But he said, no, I want to go home. No, you're in jail overnight. If you lock a door on him, the RCMP will walk away. He turned around. Here's that old man. Came out behind the cop. So the cop grabbed him again. He threw him aside. He locked the door again. He walked out. He was right behind him. So that cop said, "He said I locked it. I don't know how the hell he comes back out." Well, apparently that sergeant or something said, "Well, you might as well take him home. You can't keep him in there." Yeah, that's true. That's the same problem. These stories I'm telling you. Oh, that's the ones. No, but yeah, you know, it's just true. I think what we're really let's talk about Chip.
Yeah.
You know, I think the small kids, they need stories like that. They never heard, because nobody ever tells them stories. And to tell you in Chip right now, there's not too many people knows the stories. I mean, you know, most of the time they're just lost. And we really have some really nice kids there. If somebody can look after them, talk to them, explain everything to them. Because I've noticed more is the families that single ones have, you know, if you have kids. When I watch that, they're not getting help, the kind of help that they needed. You know, even if you just take them out in camp for a week, 2 weeks. For an example, your dad was only about 12-year-old, okay? And most of them, the school was out in June. And then Archie Marcel, my cousin Archie, he looked after the boys. Your dad, them, it must have been 12. and the other guy, Charlie, was the cook. They took him to the Jaguars Lake. They teach him Archie teach him how to set net, how to make dry fish, bear hunting, killing bear, moose. For Archie was out there with them for one whole month.
Yeah.
The whole month. And he, you know what I've noticed? All these kids that were out there for one whole month with these two people. And now, when you look at Cowboy Timmy and all these guys, they just know what the hell to do now. You know, they were taught. Yeah, it's true. I don't think anybody ever mentioned that. You know, but that's what I see. You know, to teach these younger people about life out in the sticks. They'll like it. I know they would. But somebody got to get that thing started though. Yeah. Right now, there's young guys there, Cowboy, Timmy, them, and all these guys that have been there for 2 years. No, they're just they do everything on their own now. Yes. So anyway, if you want to ask me any other questions, I can answer them.
Do you have any more stories like from the bush and that?
From the bush?
Yeah, like when you were younger in the cabins or.